Hey guys, just wanted to let you guys know before, well, my happy marriage review starts. See, the thing is, obviously, I did not get the episode 3 review out before episode 4 came out. And the thing is, episode 3 has already been recorded on my laptop, so what you're gonna see is you're gonna see a recording from me from last week talking about episode 3, combining the same episode of my episode 4 review. So you're gonna get my live reaction from this week, the same day I'm making this tiny little video, about my thoughts on episode um 4 of My Happy Marriage. But just to let you guys know, I did record My Happy Marriage episode 3. I just combined it. I had to go back and freaking combine it into the episode 4 review. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, apologize for not getting the episode 3 review out on time. I've just been busy with work and everything and yada yada yada. I also have gone back to coaching football too, so busy, busy, busy. By the time I get home, it's like freaking 8 o'clock, so I don't have time to record these videos and stay super late because then I have to get up early in the morning for work. But yeah, but that's pretty much it. So hey, on to the review. Start that intro. Hey guys, Cam for15 back out with another video for you guys, and I'm back with another My Happy Marriage episode review for you guys. This is episode 3. And man, this show continues to be a pleasant surprise. I really am liking My Happy Marriage, and it's really cool. It's really cool. It's a really sweet, adorable show, where we're just seeing like literally just this relationship between Kudou, and obviously, hold on, Kudou and Mio just develop, and it's just absolutely just sweet and adorable. And this episode, you kind of get like a date episode, because obviously we know how Kudou obviously was concerned about, where pretty much Mio's line of thinking was, and worried about where she came from the Saimori household, how she was treated with the way she acts around him and around the house and everything. And he's like, you know what, let me take her out. Let me just have you just be yourself, enjoy yourself, and let me take you out to go buy you something. And I thought that was really nice of him. And we kind of see how like he's legitimately like opening up a lot more to her. And again, it's just like how the maid says, Yuri said, like, I think this is like the one. I think this can be the one that can, you don't want to lose this one. This one is like really good. Like I think she's your type pretty much. And obviously we can see like he cares. Like, for example, when he ends up saying like, hey, I want you to come out with me and we can go see the sights. And she's like, all right. Yuri dolls up freaking Mio like crazy. And when Mio comes up to leave with Kudou, he just is taking it back. He's just like, you can tell like my man was shocked. He was like, oh, she's kind of cute. I didn't see this. And she's all dolled up and everything, got makeup all over her and wearing a nice kimono and everything. And my man is shocked. He turns around, he sees Mio, and he's just like, oh my. I'm like, okay, Kudou, you're starting to become a simp, I see. You're starting to become a simp. And I don't blame you for becoming a simp. Because Mio's a cute girl. So that was nice and everything. We find out like, oh, he was taking her not only to see the sights, but he was also taking her out to go like buy this outfit for her, or buy this kimono, like from like one of the best tailors, I think, right then and there they have. And I think the one tailor makes a mention about Kudou with this new girl and saying like, oh, that's very interesting. And he's doing this, and mind you, again, they make another reference how Kudou is acting out of the ordinary, because I believe from what the episode, now it's been a while since I've seen episode 3, but he goes on to make the mention like, oh, he's doing this for like the first time ever. Like, he's never bought a girl something, you know, or taken a girl to a store, willingly buying them new clothes. Which again, that just goes to show you how much, like, all right, he's definitely smitten over Simora or over Mio. He definitely is worried. He definitely genuinely cares about her in a freaking in a way where, you know, listen, you know, he wants to make sure he protects her, which we see him that even in the last episode, that's what he's trying to do. And everything, and he pretty much is like, you know, he takes out those spy origami and he's like, well, if they coming after me, well then I'm gonna protect her with my life, pretty much. So you see that whole approach, and you just see how Kudou is growing, and he wants to protect her, especially with the fact that he finds out, you know, the information about her pretty much having like these supernatural abilities and everything. It only makes her want to, you know, it only makes him want to protect her even more. And obviously, Mio, she's very appreciative of everything that Kudou was doing for her. And even though, you know, she tells herself like, I wonder if he's gonna throw me away like it's nothing. I hope he doesn't, because I don't want this to end. And we're actually seeing how Mio, she's starting to change in her personality, the fact that she's actually liking what Kudou was doing for her, because this is like one of the first few people that is actually treating her with respect. They're actually letting her do this, open up to her with open arms, and is willing to be there for her. So, you know, that's kind of the thing right then and there. So that's cool and all. We do get a conversation with the dad and the one guy, who I think is the guy's father who married Mio's sister, and you know, they're just having a talk and everything, and about Mio, about the guy saying like, we were supposed to be marrying Mio. Now we find out this guy clearly, he has no good intention. You know, we thought at first, I was thinking, okay, maybe it was like some sort of deal, like, okay, he wanted his son to marry Mio because, okay, he genuinely cares about Mio and everything in the upbringing. But, you know, clearly we can tell from this discussion that guy clearly doesn't want Mio just because, oh, she's a good girl, we're trying to bring her out of this household because we want to make sure she lives in a better household. No, we just want Mio because of the ability to get that special ability, and also obviously pass it down to get that special ability and heighten the chances of the heir getting the special ability as well. So pretty much that guy's doing that for selfish, egotistical reasons. And again, like I said, maybe the dad, I was thinking maybe the dad was just like, maybe acting so passive aggressive, but again, you know, I think I made a mention in my last episode review of this series that the dad is kind of an a-hole for not giving a shit about Mio. And this episode confirmed, like, he legitimately doesn't give a fuck about her, which is absolutely disturbing. I don't know if it's because his initial wife's passing made that happen. I mean, even when Kudou is told about from his like spy who was like doing recon on the Simori family, you know, Kudou heard about the stepmother that was pretty much disowning Mio, pretty much. But when you take it back to the father, it's like, okay, yeah, I hate the father even more. Like, the father had a complete right to give a shit about his daughter, but he openly doesn't care. Like, he even says in this conversation, like, I don't really care what happens to her, to be honest. So, and whatever it happens. I don't even care what happens with her and Kudou. That's all I could care less. Like, some people thought, like, okay, maybe he gave her away to Kudou, gave Mio away to Kudou to protect her, but no, clearly the dad is just a scumbag. He doesn't give a crap about Mio at all. He just, I guess, wanted her out the life, man. He just viewed her as a garbage daughter, which, it's so stupid. It's so terrible of a father to feel like that, because you would think, like, you would think that, okay, you would care more about your daughter because she's like your firstborn, but nope. You're not going to. You don't give a crap about her. You care about only your second daughter. And we do see the stepdaughter, pretty much, Mio's sister, stepsister, and she's obviously upset. Like, oh, they're still talking about Mio. She's gone from this household and everything. and it seems like the boy, obviously her new husband, Mio's friend, who wanted to marry Mio, is like he's starting to at least open up a little bit more to being okay with the marriage she has with the stepsister, and he's trying to freaking say like, hey, let's not focus on that. Let's actually go out and let's cool off. But no, it's very interesting. Obviously, it seems like Kudou's being spied upon, because obviously it seems like this family that wants Mio so bad is gonna do whatever it takes to get Mio. So Kudou's gonna do whatever has to do whatever in his power to protect Mio. So another solid episode of My Happy Marriage. I'm really liking where this series is going. It's a nice romance series. I really do like it, and definitely can't wait to see more of this series. But anyways, if you guys okay, so this is my live in time review for episode 4 of My Happy Marriage. But really great episode. I really enjoyed this episode, and man, this show is really good. I really am enjoying this show and where it goes with its story in terms of like how much Kudou cares about frick, man, I keep forgetting her name. How much Kudou does deeply care about, as I Mio. Jeez Louise, come on. And hey, it's just adorable. It's just absolutely adorable that seems like Kudou, this very stoic, stone-faced guy, deep down he does have a sweet side to him, and it pretty much takes, seemingly enough, it takes a girl that he clearly can see has been abused by her family to be able to be that person like, no, I can't be rude to this girl. I have to be harsh to her. And when he realizes like obviously what she's been going through, he feels for her, and he's like, no, I have to protect this girl at no cost because she's been ridiculed, she's been bullied by her family, and that can't happen anymore. I have to step in and I have to do my job as somebody to, even if it's the one person, be somebody that's a light in her day. So pretty much this episode has kind of 3 pieces. The first part of the episode is where Kudou goes to Mio's house to meet her parents to pretty much proclaim that, no, I'm just telling you, I'm going through and I'm telling you, I'm marrying your daughter. That's fine. I'm going through with the engagement. We're getting married. She's going to be my wife, and that's going to be the thing. Now, this takes the parents back by surprise because the parents were thinking like, oh, Kudou's probably going to come here and say, take her, please take her back. I can't take her anymore. But they were absolutely shocked. They're like, wait, you what? And he's like, you heard me. I want to be engaged. I'm going to go through the engagement. I'm going to marry her. Oh, and on top of that, you're going to apologize as well to her. Which I literally, if I could put my mic down actually, which I can, I was like, yes, take it to the parents. Tell the parents they have to freaking apologize for what they did and everything. And I forgot, I think there was like something like, if they don't apologize, well then it's something like you have to leave Mio alone like till the end of time. Like don't even bother interacting with her. Otherwise, I'll get involved and then we'll make things personal. But I loved how he added that touch with saying like, no, you owe your damn daughter an apology for the way you treat her. Because we know that the mother was disrespectful, but we know within the first three episodes, we thought, okay, maybe the father has a soft spot. But no, we found out, like, I think, if I'm correct, from last week's episode, the father was disrespectful too. He didn't like Mio at all. And he didn't really care for Mio, which, again, that's like your firstborn daughter and you don't give a frick because, oh, she doesn't have this sight sense ability that apparently Kaya has. So that was kind of the first part of the episode right then and there. The middle part of the episode was kind of the whole interaction with Mio going out to Oh, and then I forgot to mention, before Kudou went out to go to Mio's house, what is it? He gave Mio this like charm of good luck, pretty much, I guess you can say. And it's kind of like a way of saying like, this will always protect you no matter where you go. So, hey, please take this. So, that was the thing. So, Mio goes out with Yuri to go buy some items, that they need for obviously the house. As well as she also wants to give, Mio wants to get Kudou a present to pretty much thank Kudou for everything he's done for her in terms of taking care of her and doing that. And I think Yuri, from what I remember, also said, hey, I think you should give him a present. And she was obviously worried, like, will he like it? And then, Yuri was like, oh no, I think he'll love whatever you give him. I think he'll be very happy. Then when Yuri goes off to go get some items, again, that was she ended up saying, to Kudou when she told everything about Kudou, she did apologize, like, I probably should have not left her on her own like that to be exposed to that, but that's on me. Because even I was then like, I don't know about that. Because when I saw that part in the scene, when she left, I'm like, I don't know, that's a good idea to leave her. Lo and behold, we have Kaya show up and start antagonizing Mio again, and pretty much telling her like, oh, I bet living with Kudou was so bad, isn't it? Pretty much saying like, hey, if you need some pennies, essentially, like money, if you beg like a dog, essentially, maybe I'll be generous to give you enough. And it's just bringing those bad memories, bless me, bringing those bad memories into Mio's head again when it comes to interacting with Kaya again. The husband, her old friend was like, hey Kaya, I think you should stop this. I think you've done enough. He also needs to take a little bit of responsibility. Like, you're seeing your damn fiance antagonizing a girl you used to like, but mostly your friend. Yeah, just step in line and say, no, I cannot allow you to do this. She's my friend, and I care about her. You don't need to be saying this about her. She's your sister. And funny enough, we find out, like, obviously, the dude also has a brother as well. He apparently has a brother that is kind of like a douchebag to him and everything as well. But, that's the thing. But I thought Mio's friend didn't do enough to stop Kaya from doing it. He just kind of stood there and watched Kaya, like, bully her, essentially. And you could easily tell, and, Mio goes directly back into that whole persona where she was like, I'm sorry. Eventually, Yuri shows up, and this kind of takes, Kaya aback, because eventually, Yuri starts calling, obviously, Mio with respect. She's like, oh, Lady Mio? Oh, yes. She's great around the household. I really love her. And then takes Kaya back, and she's like, Lady? The lady of the house? She's like, what the frick is going on here? She's a freaking peasant, pretty much. So that shocks her. Eventually, when they get back, Kaya hears of, like, oh, somebody's seeing her parents, and then that's when she gets a look at Kudou. And she's, like, an absolute stun of how Kudou looks. Now, she doesn't know that's actually Kudou. So, it's gonna be funny when she finds out, oh, no, that guy that just came into the household, that was Kudou. And she's gonna be like, the fuck? Mio is gonna be engaged to that guy? So that's only gonna probably create even more tension between Kaya and Mio, where now we're gonna have it to where Kaya is really jealous of Mio, and maybe this might be a story point in the coming weeks where she's gonna try, the more she comes across Kudou, she'll maybe try to seduce Kudou to fall for her instead of Mio, and probably say some things like, you should drop that girl Mio, you should come with me, which that would probably be in her personality. I definitely see that storyline potentially coming. Don't know if that is going to happen, but yes. But gonna be interesting to see where that goes. But we have it where Yuri tells Kudou about what happened in pretty much the town area, and obviously Kudou, with the fact that he knows what was going on, in the Saimori household, that's when he kind of does a favor, and we see him writing, and pretty much Yuri's like, well, the best thing to do to help Mio out is, well, you have to show her some love, and he's like, love? He's like, yes, do something that you would think she would like. All of a sudden, we have it to where, somebody from Mio's past comes back, and that was one of her old maids that ended up leaving. I think her name was Hana or whatever, and they kind of have a reconnecting moment, and Hana's like, yeah, this is how my life has been going on since I left the household. I have a kid now. I had a kid and everything, and I'm living a nice, really great life. And obviously, Mio is very happy about this, but she also gets emotional seeing how much she's struggling to do this and everything. And pretty much, she's obviously telling Hana, like, do you think Kudou loves me? Do you think Kudou will want me here? And obviously, she's doubting. Obviously, Mio's doubting all of that as well, but Hana pretty much is reassuring me. She's like, well, I wouldn't be here if Kudou didn't freaking tell me to come here. And Mio's shocked. She's like, wait, what do you mean? And we find out that the thing Kudou was writing was a letter to Hana, one of Mio's old Mio's obviously old maids, to come see Mio, to help her, to reassure her, say hi, see how she's doing and everything. And pretty much Hana was like, well, that doesn't tell me he doesn't love you. Then I don't know what that is, because before she revealed this information, Mio was worried, like, I don't have the gift, I don't have the sight sense that Kaya has. What if Kudou doesn't want me and everything? And pretty much, obviously, Hana was like, well, if he wrote a letter out to me to get me to come to see you, well, then I think that shows me a lot how much he feels about you. You just have to talk to him, and you just have to tell him, what you're feeling. So you have this moment to where Mio goes to Kudou, tells her, like, hey, I don't have this ability. I'm pretty much like a normal girl. I really like being here, but I don't want to be sent away. And pretty much you have to where Kudou reassures her, like, listen, I'm gonna go through with the engagement with me. I want you to stay here. I want you to be here with me. And obviously Mio is like, and he gets Mio to say, like, yes, I want to stay here. However long you want me to be here. And pretty much he's like, I want you here. I don't want you to leave. Pretty much saying, like, there's no other girl that I want other than you, which, if that doesn't tell me, like, this guy's in love with you, well, then shit, you might as well freaking pack your bags and go home, right? But she feels so much reassured. She feels infinitely better. They say their goodbyes to Hana. She drives off. Pretty much Kudou's like, yeah, you can see her anytime you want. We'll make sure she's A-okay and everything. And that's kind of where that goes on. Mio seems like she's a lot more happier now than she is, and then pretty much the episode ends off with that one guy that wanted his son to marry Mio. He's pretty much saying, we gotta come up with some sort of freaking plan to freaking make Kudou not go through with this engagement completely. So hopefully it seems like this foreshadowing is something bad happening. Hopefully things don't get crazy dark. Well, but sometimes it might get crazy dark to be like, see where the story's gonna go. But really solid episode. I really do like the fact that this episode we get Kudou's true commitment finally to somebody, Mio, after seeing what she's been going through. And shit, I think any guy would probably be somebody there. I think any guy would want to be there to protect Mio and actually go through with a freaking engagement to Mio if they found out what she had to go through. And then she also gives him the present she gave him. It's kind of like a little hair tie to tie his hair. He does appreciate it. He does like it. And he says he's going to wear it. I think he said he's going to wear it every day. So yeah, that's kind of the thing there. So another solid episode of My Happy Marriage. The show continues to be very sweet and very adorable. Very interested to see what's going to happen as the story goes on. Clearly that one party is going to be trying to do their best to, I guess, take Mio away from Kudou. And then obviously you have this Kaya element. Kaya's probably going to try to do her sneaking stupid crap and maybe try to get Kudou to like her. But I can't wait for that moment, because I know it's going to happen when Kudou's going to tell probably Kai to shut the hell up, and you need to apologize to your sister too for the way you treated her. So it's gonna be very interesting to see where the story's gonna go. Really liking this show, and yeah. But if you guys like the video, leave a like, put in the comment section your thoughts on My Happy Marriage, as well as hit that subscribe button if you want to get more My Happy Marriage content or any other anime content I upload to the channel. So then, guys, stay safe out there and have a great rest of your day or night watching this video. Peace.